Hello everyone, welcome to this channel. I'm Anna and I help you grow beautiful and healthy plants. In this video we're going to talk about this kind of moss poles or cocoa poles and why you should not use this for your Epipremnums, Philodendrons, Monsteras. So I'm gonna untangle now these plants and remove these poles here because to be honest, they didn't do anything for my plants. It's very hard to keep them moist and the roots didn't even go into it. So it's completely useless. The only thing it's useful for is that if you would just wrap the stems around it. But for that I have trellis, and I really like this kind of loop shaped trellises because it makes the plant grow vertically and provides support and ensures that the plant will just grow beautifully, growing straight up and grow more and more leaves and also bigger leaves. All the products that I recommend from my own experience, if you would like to use them as well, the links will be in the description. So it will be Subotanica soil used for Hoyas, Philodendrons, Epipremnums, Monsteras, Anthuriums, very light and chunky soil with bark and perlite in it and also worm castings. So you can even use my code to buy the soil with 10% discount. And then I'm gonna use these trellises. You can use any type of trellises, but just make sure that you will also consider the weight of the plant itself, because when the plant grows over the trellis and the pot is not heavy by itself, you know, the plant can tip over and break. So in this video I'm going to remove these poles and trying to now either even cut the stems and propagate it, or try to use these stems and grow them vertically. And growing vertically has several benefits, of course. First, you will have lush foliage and bigger leaves, but also philodendrons on trellis offer other advantages as well. So for example, it allows the plant to grow upright, saving space and making it a great option for smaller rooms or apartments. And even if you have large shelves, I know that for plant lovers there's always not enough space, so growing upright will give you more space on your shelves. Besides, the trellis provides support, as I've already said, for climbing vines and preventing them from trailing or tangling. And also it adds an eye-catching vertical element to your indoor or outdoor spaces. So you can choose any type: bamboo, metal, wooden or plastic trellises. You can determine the shape and size yourself, of course, based of course also on the size of your plant. And as the plant grows, you need to secure the vines to the trellis using some sort of ties. I definitely recommend Velcro because it's soft and it doesn't squeeze and damage the stems. Definitely, I have thrown away all my plastic clips, which eventually damaged the leaves, damaged the stems, and the vines couldn't grow anymore. So I'm going to plant them in these clay pots because the clay pots are the best for the plants who don't like to sit in wet soil all the time. And the soil will get dry here much faster because clay pots breathe from all sides. Now, if I will try to basically untangle this vine, you can see that none of the roots went inside. It didn't actually even grow the roots because the pole was always dry. So let's cut this now. So it's just one plant here. This is plastic. I see. Okay, I can cut it. Yeah, this is completely useless, so don't ever buy this. So this whole vine has only this much roots. We are going to plant it right now. This is not enough to sustain fast and thriving growth. So something like this, right? Let's add soil. I'm gonna do it with hands. You can of course cut the stems into pieces, into shorter stems. You can keep 1 or 2 nodes, or you can even keep just 1 node, be it with a leaf or without a leaf. Even this node, if you cut like here and here, this node will produce a new growth and roots. And the best way to do it is, if you have just 1 node, put it just on a wet moss. Cover the container, the box, with something transparent. It can be plastic or, you know, a glass, just to make sure that your cuttings will still see the light, and then you will see that it will produce roots and eventually new growth as well. So if you have long vines of Epipremnum, Monstera, Philodendrons, don't be afraid to propagate it. Just cut the stems with something sharp. You can use razor, scissors if they are really sharp, and you can propagate it this way. Or if you will have 2-3 nodes on one stem, you can also put the stem in the water, and they will also produce leaves, produce new roots, and eventually also new leaves. And that's how you can propagate it. Now that I have soil here, I can put the trellis in here. I can actually put this down. Just like this. And now let's cut some Velcro. It's so soft. I really like this experience using the Velcro because I used it for all of my Hoyas, and none of the tendrils get dry anymore. And actually what I wanted you to see is this one huge leaf. This is actually when my plant was growing on the balcony outdoors, and it was seeing a lot of indirect sunlight, but you also see this spot here, which is a sunburn. So, you know, the level of light should also be not too much. So I would like to grow it a little bit in a circle like this for now. And also, when you kind of train your plant to grow on the trellis, you need to feel if the stems bend in that direction or no. So if you feel that it's really hard to bend the stems in specific direction, don't do it. If you feel that the plant doesn't go that way, maybe try to bend it the other way. So now I can already bring it up here. Whoop! Oh, there was not something stem or leaf, it was the dry part of it. So see, now I can move this leaf here. Okay, let's see if it will come this way. All right, like this and like this, but eventually this should go up again. So sometimes you will see that the stems will not grow in circle, but eventually it would like to go up. So don't force it to grow the way you want. Try to make sure that it will find its way how to grow and grow naturally on the trellis. But for the beginning, of course, you will need some sort of support. So one here, and then let's see. So here, if I really turn it, I may break it. That's why I'm trying to do it as tender as possible. And one more here. All right. Now we'll add a little bit of more soil here, and we will continue with the second one. Just a little bit. Yeah, that's perfect. And let's water a little bit. Let's try the next one. And if you like the video, of course, subscribe and share your experience in the comments. If you have any questions on comments, please also write them in the comment section, and I will be very happy to talk to you about plants. Stay passionate about plants. See you next time.